All right, guys, as I promised, we are looking at plant cells today. And to some extent, they're going to be the same, but there's going to be, they look different, but they have the same parts. But there's one big key difference here, and that's with the plant cell. When we look at this picture of a plant cell, there's the yellow part and the green part. The yellow part, well, there's like a thin, bright yellow around the cytoplasm. That's the cell membrane. But this green part is the cell wall. And that's what's different from an animal cell versus a plant cell. The cell wall is an additional outer covering. It's stiff, so it doesn't bend. If you pick up a plant leaf, you can bend it, but it's not like it's a glob. The cells in your body, they do, the bones help keep us, give us our shape, but the cells don't necessarily do that. But in a plant, the cell walls help give it its shape. It protects and supports the cell, and then it gives it its structure. And the cell wall also allows in the carbon dioxide and lets out the oxygen. So that has an important part to play in photosynthesis. So this cell wall is the big difference between plants and animals. The cell membrane does a lot of the same things. It surrounds the cell. It controls what enters and leaves the cells. So very similar to the animal cell. The cytoplasm in a plant, same thing. It's jelly-like. It's like a liquid, and it holds the parts of the cells. So I told you this was going to be fairly similar to the animal cells. Then we have the nucleus. The nucleus, once again, is the control center. It controls reproduction, and it produces the energy. It takes in materials. It gets rid of waste. It contains the chromosomes, which help in reproduction. So very similar to the animals as well. Its shape might be a little bit different, but it has the same basic purpose. All right, the mitochondria. They release the energy the cell uses to do its job. It's shaped like an oval. So let's see, here's the mitochondria right here, the blue. So there's several mitochondria in there. And once again, it provides the energy to the cell. The vacuole. This has a big vacuole there. Now the plant's vacuoles are a little bit different in that I think they're bigger than in animal cells. So plant cells have a single large vacuole, where animal cells may have several. And it stores water, nutrients, and waste. So it's a big part of the plant. That's another slight difference from an animal cell. Animal cells may have several vacuoles. A plant cell has one. All right, the ribosomes, same thing. They make proteins. They flow freely through the cytoplasm, so they can move around a little bit. I think these are the ribosomes. Where are the ribosomes? Wherefore art thou ribosomes? Oh, right here. There's little things there. That's the ribosome. So they help with the proteins as well. All right, chloroplast. Now chloroplast, that makes photosynthesis possible. The chloroplast is this right here. So the chlorophyll is inside the chloroplast, and that's where photosynthesis happens. So that's another difference in a plant cell. Animal cells don't have chloroplast. And then, then we're not going to watch that video. We'll get back to this. Well, cells of the same type that work together to do a job are called tissues. So if you have a whole bunch of the same cells together, that's called a tissue. So go ahead, you can write this. This is an important word to know. So this is the definition right here. You can write that down. And these are some examples of different tissues. Nerve tissue and brain and spine, connective tissues and tendons, muscles are just a whole bunch of cells together. Those are tissues, and that's what a tissue is. Organs are several tissues that work together to do a certain job. So the heart is made up of, heart cells, I guess. That would be the simplest way to put it. And they make up, individual cells make up tissues, and those tissues make up an organ. Same thing with the liver, the brain, the kidneys, and so on. And then those go ahead to the organ system. organs that work together to do a job. So you lungs and your liver, your stomach, intestines, those are all parts of the organ system. So the nervous system, circulatory system, that's all your blood. The skeletal system, of course, is your bones, and you have the muscular system. Respiratory is your lungs. Digestive system is your intestines and all that sort of thing. All right, we'll stop there for today. Write down those vocabulary words. They'll appear on the screen, and that's what you need to know. The big differences between plant and animal cells are that plant cells have cell walls, the one vacuole that's bigger, and it has chloroplasts. Animal cells don't. All right, have a good
We might have some in our backyard though. We might.